Hello everybody, I'm Tynan Sylvester, and this is RimWorld Alpha 8. Winter is coming. Although it looks like it's already here. And as you can see, we have a new weather, temperature, season system in the game. So, it's snowing right now because I'm hanging out in a cold-ass northern biome. There's the wind turbine, which is a new power source that we added. So if you look in the world, you can see where we are. Now you can land in any of the biomes on the map, including the tundra and boreal forest. So I am currently in the tundra biome, and you can see from the readout that this area is really dry. The temperature in January is -17, and the July temperature goes up to 35. It's a tough place to survive in. And right now it happens to be January 10th. So that's why we're here freezing our asses off. But it's a beautiful opportunity to show you some of the details of the new temperature system. So if you look in the bottom right, you can see the temperature readout. It shows the temperature under wherever the mouse happens to be. So when I look outside, I can see it's 27 degrees below 0 in Celsius, and inside it's 23 Celsius. Now to combat that heat, we've got heaters. So if I click on one of the electric heaters, it shows me the area that it's affecting. And yeah, we've got quite a few of these in this very large base. And we also have a cooler here, which in this case is being used as a refrigeration unit to keep some food cold in the storage area. And the exhaust heat is going into the main room. That works well here, but if you're in a jungle base or something, you're trying to keep a room cool for food storage, you'll want to do something else with your exhaust and pipe it into your own base, because there are people will go insane or get heat stroke if it's too hot all the time. But in this case, it's just a bonus, at least at this time of year, to have the heat piped into the base. So as you can see, the snow has thickened up quite a bit since we started, and it will actually slow your people down and does affect gameplay. As you can see, Soranil is going a little bit slower there, so I'm going to lay down a snow clearing region so these guys can live out my own personal existence here in Montreal as winter comes on, and they can get to shoveling some snow. So Gordon is on the task, and he's shoveling, and he will henceforth keep that region clear of snow forever. So moving right along, you can see that our guys have some new clothing to help them survive the deep winter cold. That means parkas and tuques. So here we take a look at the parka. Here's the new stats interface. They're pretty expensive. This one's 444 silver. They have a decent amount of health, but I'll draw your attention to the maximum minimum comfortable temperature offsets at the bottom there. You can see this one reduces your minimum comfortable temperature by 45 degrees Celsius. Just by the way, all these temperatures can be changed to Fahrenheit or Kelvin if you want in the options. But yeah, what this means is that you can survive 45 degrees lower temperature than you could naked. And we've also got a tuque with a similar and smaller effect. You can see this tuque is extremely expensive at $284. That's because it's made of the valuable synthread material, but we'll get more into crafting and materials later. So now I want to show you what it's like to play a game about not freezing to death. Here I'm going to set myself up to land in an extremely northern area in the middle of winter. So this is basically like setting out in a t-shirt in Siberia in December. And let's see how it goes. So here we are landing in the tundra in the middle of the winter. So this is a really, really bad idea and might not even be survivable. I'm not totally sure. I think some of the testers have found ways to survive depending on the details of the situation, but it's -50 outside, as you can see right now. So these colonists are going to start becoming hypothermic and getting frostbite within minutes. So we have to get a cabin up real quick. So we're gonna throw down some wooden walls because they're the fastest to build, and a wooden door, and get our guys on the case. Let's unforbid that wood so that they can actually build stuff with it. And let's take a look. They're already shivering. So shivering doesn't hurt them, but it's just an indication that something might be going bad. I'm gonna speed up time a little bit here, skip some video. They're building stuff, And I'm gonna place a campfire inside. So the long-term solution for heating is electric heaters and coolers. But if you really just need some heat real quickly, you can just throw down a campfire and your guys will just build it. It's simple to make, doesn't require electricity, and lasts for several days, and it will heat an interior space up to a nice cozy 28 degrees Celsius. So So here we're going to speed through some more development. I'm laying down zones. They're grabbing food. The indoors is slowly heating up. And maybe you noticed that Toasty just collapsed out there. He became too hypothermic to survive, and now he is laying on the ground waiting to die, essentially. So Thunder is eating. Caldwell won't go outside until she... Oh, okay. I sent her out to rescue Toasty, and she fell unconscious as well from hypothermia. So now we're just down to Thunder. So we're going to hope that he survives getting her into bed. Okay, so Caldwell's in bed, and we're going to send Thunder out to rescue Toasty. And we're going to see if he's going to make it. The snow is falling, but he was warming up inside for a moment there, so hopefully he's warm enough to make it all the way back. Because it would suck if they both collapsed outside right now. And they've made it inside, and they're all indoors and warming up. So this is a start. You know, our guys have frostbite already, and Thunder is now grabbing some medicine to treat that frostbite. And it's going to be tricky to survive here. Now you have to move on, try to maybe kill an animal, craft some clothing, craft a parka. It's going to be very difficult to get wood because the tundra has very little wood coverage, so that's tricky. So now let's move on and check out another area that resembles my my home region in real life a little bit more. I'm going to go somewhere in the Boreal forest, although Montreal is sort of on the border with temperate forest. And I'm going to start in a normal growing season. This one has a May to August growing season, so it'll start in May automatically. And here we go, we're landing. This is the Boreal forest biome. So we can see we got some nice pine trees, we got marshes. The muffalo are about doing their thing, chomping, chomping, chomping. We're going to take a look around. And we've also got some new animals. We've got hares, and let's see if we can find some elk. Just a sec. Yes, there the elk are, and we'll build our little cabin, and you'll note that it's much more survivable to try to start in a spring situation in a livable biome with a decent amount of wood cover and resources for you to harvest, because they're not immediately becoming hypothermic. And in a moment, I'm going to lay down, yeah, there's the growing zone, and they're starting to grow stuff. So you'll realize that you do have to grow food in summer and store it over winter, and if your food supplies get burned up in a fire or something like that, you're in trouble and you have to think about hunting or cannibalism. But yeah, so let's move on. Here is sculpture making. So we've added a new art system. It's pretty straightforward and simple right now. This is the first iteration. All they can make is abstract sculptures. In the future, we might be looking at sculptures of people or things about stories and stories that have happened. What the hell is going on? Oh. One of my guys went crazy and the visitors are now gunning him down. That's awesome. But moving right along, we're going to get someone to start making this abstract sculpture. Psyche is going to do it. And there she is, she's working on it. It's an unfinished steel sculpture. Now, some of this work takes a long time to do now, which is why we've added this system where they create an unfinished thing, and they'll work on it over the course of days or weeks, even if it's set to be long enough and if they're slow enough. So let's speed through some time here. Psyche is working and working. Other stuff's going on. Psyche is still working to several days later. I was wondering why she was going so slow, so I went and I looked, and it turns out she actually has cataracts in both eyes. And you can look at her sculpting speed stat to check what effect that has. And thankfully, sculpting sight isn't that important because she's doing it by touch, but it is reducing her speed to 83%, having those cataracts in both eyes. If she's more skilled, she'll sculpt faster. If she has bionic eyes or something, she'll sculpt faster, and so on and so forth. So here I've skipped a bunch of time, and she's almost finished. And she's finished her abstract sculpture, and she's now going to carry it down to the stockpile, as crafters always do when they finish making something. And then we can inspect it and see what it is. All right, get out of the way. And there's the sculpture. It's a poor quality sculpture because she's not very good. There's a random element to that as well, to the quality. And it's called Green Oeuvre, which is cool. And that has a beauty of 50. So now to actually do something, a sculpture needs to be installed. So I just hit B to start installing it, and I designate it to be installed there. And then I'm going to skip a bit of time, and then someone's going to take it and just pick it up and place it there. If you want, you can uninstall sculptures as well, just by using the deconstruct tool. And they'll add a bit of beauty to the local area. Now that's just a poor quality steel sculpture, so it's not adding that much beauty. But if you have a highly skilled sculptor, and they're sculpting out of gold or silver or something really nice, then it'll make people really happy when they're walking by it. And crafting also applies to other things. There I am making a gladius, which is a short sword. Here I'm just gonna speed through this because you've already seen most of it. Zen is making his gladius. Let's go super fast. Zip, 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 zip. Other stuff's happening, but whatever. We just want to see Zen finish his gladius. And he's finished it, and he's going to take it down to the stockpile. And we're going to take a look at it. It is an awful quality gladius because Zen is even worse than Psyche was at crafting. So the quality does affect the damage multipliers and all the relevant stats like that. Finally, as you will need to in the cold biomes, you can craft apparel, which is what Slash is doing right there. She was putting together a human leather parka, which, you know, does the job. It's quite valuable because human leather is just unusual, and for some reason it's valuable. But yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, I just wanted to show you the trade interface here has been pumped up. Now you can trade all this stuff. So if you want, you can start a sculpture industry and run your colony on sculpture or crafting or these sorts of cottage industries. Now we'll take a look at a combat supplier. You can see he's got tons of weapons to sell, and he's willing to buy your weapons as well. He's selling a golden knife and a plasteel mace of legendary quality, which is actually really uncommon. It's worth 22,000 silver, which is kind of extreme, but it'll do insane damage and be highly valuable. So if you can afford it, get it if you really want an awesome melee fighter. Or you can try to train up a legendary craftsperson and let them put it together. So yeah, one final thing I wanted to show you, maybe you saw this before, was the crypto sleep shrines. These will generate on the map, and you can open up the ancient sleepers and see what comes out. And they might be friendly, or they might not. And I'm not going to show you that. So that's it for RimWorld Alpha 8. Winter is coming. I hope you guys are stoked about this. It's been a while coming, and I hope you like it. What can I say? So yeah, I'm Tynan Sylvester. I tweet at Tynan Sylvester, so follow me on that if you want daily updates. You can also follow the changelog for real-time updates, as well as, of course, check ludion.com. So yeah, come check all that stuff out and talk to us in the forums on Ludion. I like to hang out there whenever I can. And everyone's pretty friendly. So yeah, there you go. I hope you guys like it, and I will see you next time.